Hey guys, I'm the Monk,
I'm the Hunk.
and here we are today with
Divert living.
you are,
I'm Jimmy.
and you are,
I am Ta.
and these are some great travel couple, like one of the greatest, like out of 50,
One of top 50.
top 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what we got nominated last year on
Yeah.
Fit Spot.
Yeah.
So one of the top 50 most epic travel couples we have with us, and I'll add adjectives, man. I'll add okay. So Ta here has worked in finance, and
And I was
Jimmy
in the
here.
military.
He's a military
he was
man.
a military man, and so the funny story is that they were being arranged marriage, and they had to run away from their family because in a proper Bollywood fashion, and they've been traveling since. So
the Ta's father was not approving.
yeah, Ta's father was not
And,
approving. And
My dad was all for it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his mother was not approving, so like there was a clash.
Go for the Thai woman, he said. I said, yo, let's get it. No, not at all. But that's alright. We'll go with that.
Check out, she doesn't have like the
Yeah.
make sure.
Said, are you sure her name wasn't Fred last year?
I'm pretty sure that was a friend. Okay, so these fun people here, it was a funny incident. Like I just messaged them out of nowhere, and they were like, "We would love to. Please, we were dying. This was the moment that we wanted in our life." And
It's exactly
this,
how it
this
went.
platform is what we needed.
yeah,
For
we
our,
needed it. Yeah.
For our travel
we have-
vlogs
we
to
have-
take off.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have thousands of followers, but your
Yeah,
podcast,
your podcast
is what was
is-
needed.
Hey,
Is
that
what
was what
was
missing in
the
life.
missing.
Yeah.
We're always willing to be on somebody else's podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
And this one specifically. So yeah. so tell us your story, man. Like, how did you guys? You're from New York. You're from Bangkok.
Yeah, I'm in
How did you guys meet? What's your story?
Remember, my dad said if she doesn't have a
Are we good to go?
No, I was in the military. I went to school for business, and then
Not I
went to school
we,
for
you?
business as well.
Ah, okay.
So I went to school for business,
We?
and then
You?
I went to school for business, and then I joined the military. And then while I was deployed in South Korea, I ended up meeting her at a Thai restaurant right outside the base.
Ta in a
I-
Thai restaurant.
Yeah.
It was funny. I wasn't supposed even to meet him because actually I was supposed to graduate from the school. It's like one semester before he actually come to South Korea, but due to the reason I failed one class in school,
What is a love story that doesn't fail
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
and then I actually like always get the scholarship, but because I failed one class in school, and then I lost my scholarship.
Shit.
And then I don't want to tell my mother in Thailand.
Mom,
Sorry.
if you're
Mom.
watching.
Sorry. So I have been like for the semester, for the school vacation,
Yeah.
in summer vacation, I have been just working in the Thai restaurant, working even in the bar, and then I got plenty of tips from American soldier because they go hard when they drink and like.
Americans go nuts. We
Yeah.
do like our drinks.
Can you believe it? Like, just during the time that I work at the Thai restaurant and the bar, I can earn money that I can pay all of my semester fee in university.
Well, you're welcome. It wasn't cheap.
But yeah, that's how we met. That's such a coincidence. I was like crying and I was like really sad that I failed the class. But then if I don't fail the
Then
class,
this
I will
magnificent
never be
angel
able to.
came in the picture.
You can't write this shit down. Like this.
I can't read scripts like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we
So,
met.
yeah. What happened then? You came on, like...
So then we
Proper
basically started dating, and she graduated, and it was my time. Deployment was over. It was my time to leave South Korea. And then after I left South Korea, I went back to stateside for just a normal duty station. And then, you know, she started working in Thailand at a U.S. Finance firm. And we just, you know, decided, like, we want to start a business and start traveling. Like, how can we start traveling? So we came up with the idea to trade Forex, like trade currency. And then, like, what, 2 months in, a month and a half in to travel and trading, we were like, well, this shit doesn't work. We're not smart enough for this. So
It's a gamble, man. It's a gamble.
we wanted to share this.
We call it like sophisticated gamble.
Yeah, it is. Like, that is the fact.
It was up, it was down, but it was too emotional to enjoy the trip.
Yeah.
Like, we were just on such, like, a financial roller coaster.
Yeah.
That, like, we couldn't really enjoy each location we were going.
Yeah.
We wanted to film, and we wanted to start, you know, Divert Living. We wanted to start a channel and share our experiences, and it's where it all kind
But
of
that's
started.
also because like I'm so sick of my job too.
Yeah.
I'm not like I like finance, I like the job that I do, but it's just like at the beginning, the first 4 months, it was so. Do you have like the feeling that you feel like the oomph, like wow,
passion.
I gonna go up to,
Yeah.
I gonna get up like at 5 a.m., go to work, and then sit in the office, and I can just work. It's like it's so. I feel so much passion, but that lasts for like 4 months, and then after 4 months,
Man, I'm stuck in this
I,
office.
I don't
That
feel
high
that
energy
anymore.
music that was running in the background in the beginning days,
Yeah,
now it has
it's
bottled
gone.
down. And
Yeah.
this office,
Yeah.
these walls,
You're
I hate
closing
this
it.
life.
grim
Yeah.
music in the background.
Yeah, definitely. So that's why I feel like I had to do something else.
Okay.
So I always loved traveling. I travel a lot. When I was in college, I travel a lot too. And I just like, it's just like when I kind of like work at the office, I just keep thinking about like, wow, at this time I could have just like chill there, go there, like travel here. And then there are so many bucket lists pop up while I work. It just that, and then I start to think that I can't really do something that I don't like anymore. So
She actually never told her mom that she was leaving until the week before she was leaving.
Well.
So she's like, Mom, by the way, I have a ticket to the U.S. and I'm not coming back.
I told her like 1 week before I actually leave. But I planned everything like 6 months before. My mom was so happy. I was like, I'm such a good girl, because at that time I kind of like on the process of saving up money for traveling. And then I just like don't really go out. I go out, hang out, party, drink with friends only on someone's birthday. And that's
Only
all
on
I
special occasions. Otherwise, you
Exactly.
won't
And I-
spend that money. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't normally go out like every Friday. My mom was so happy. I was like, "Oh, you've been such a good girl," and then happened to
You're maturing up.
For the
Yeah.
But then
6
she's
months,
like-
you just save money.
By the way,
6
And
months
that
later.
side crashes down.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, so I'm going. That's about it.
I don't want to hear. When I decide to do something, I don't want to have the feeling that somebody try to push me back. Especially, I know my mom very well. My mom is the kind of person that, wow, I send you to study abroad and you come back to Thailand. You have to do this because that is what you promised me that you will do
Yeah.
after you get back to Thailand. And I know that what's gonna happen when I tell her that. By the way, I'm gonna quit a job to travel. So that's why I don't want anybody to kind of like distract me from my goal that I want to do. So that's why I don't tell anybody. None of my friends know. My mom doesn't know. Nobody knows. Just me.
So you're working in silence, and when you're prepared with everything, and then you were like, okay, now's the time.
Yeah.
Mom, time to go.
Yeah, and she can't stop me because I already worked
Everything
there.
is done. Everything is done. Now, if you say no, that's the all wasted money and wasted effort.
Exactly.
So
and
mom is like, okay, no.
Yeah.
So what are you
That's
gonna do?
happening.
She can't do
so there's no
anything.
stopping that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
The
can't
wheels
do
are already in motion. So yeah, that's awesome, man. So you guys knew each other at that time.
Yeah, we had been dating for about a year at that point.
About a year.
Yeah, of course
Okay.
she's not gonna go out with strangers
Yeah,
like
yeah,
yeah, we're going.
Fred was cool
You-
with it, but she's
Fred-
not.
Yeah, but that leap of faith is necessary. Like otherwise
It's
you
the
won't be
hardest
sitting
part.
here. Yeah.
It's literally. I try telling my friends. My friends look at our Instagram and our YouTube and everything. They're like, "Wow, you're doing so good. You're loving life. It's amazing."
But they won't.
They
do
don't
it.
see the work behind it. They don't see all of that. But even that, it's like they hate their 9-to-5 job, but they're so secure that they're scared
Yeah.
to leave it. Even though you don't like it,
Yeah.
you're scared to change.
That's the part. Like people have to take that as a leap of faith.
Yeah.
Like when you have that point, when it's like now or never, or this is the only option I have.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
back is against the wall. I have to do this.
Yeah.
I'm done with this 9 to 5. I'm done with this whatever the safe job,
Yeah.
this secure life, or
Yeah.
this student life that I have, and I have people saying no. I have friends and families having like expectations and stuff like that. But when you're like, okay, I have to do something about me,
Yeah.
for my soul, if you will, I have to just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And always like people gonna stop you. It's nothing bad that they stop, but it's just like
They come
because-
from a place of love, obviously.
Yeah,
Most of
exactly.
them, at least. Yeah.
And most of them are like, okay, working in the office, having secure job is like something that can guarantee that you will have secure life, and that is because they judge based on their experience. They
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
passed through that stage.
I
so
think
that's why
times
they
are
like that.
changing, you know, like a lot of people, like, I don't know how it is in India, but like my parents, my dad was a mechanic, you know, my mom was a nurse. So like people back then in their generations never could imagine like, wow, I could sit here right now and I could make money off my cell phone while I'm sitting in a beanbag making money off podcasts.
Yeah.
You know, people don't see that because it's the internet has changed the entire world. You don't
Dude.
have to do that stuff anymore if you don't want to.
Digital nomads, like a lot of people still don't know what they are.
Yeah.
And it has been
Yeah.
around since many years now. Like I think when that book 4 Hour Work Week came around.
That's her favorite
that's
book.
my favorite book by Tim Ferriss. Dang.
She's read that book like 5 times.
Dude,
It
I
literally
love that
sits
book.
on the
I
back
love
of the
that
toilet at
book.
my house.
that
She reads it all the time.
it's like, you know, it's one of those books that you can go back to any time and you will find some gem in it again and again and
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
Yeah.
That changed our perspective of like that we recently told you about, like we hired a blogger. We
Yeah.
hired not the blogger, we had somebody to help us
Yeah.
with the blog.
Yeah,
And that's like tremendously like great investment that
Yeah.
we have ever done.
I mean,
You have to delegate.
You
You
have,
have
to
to.
delegate the
Yeah.
stuff. And like the first year, we were like killing ourselves, like working like 5 in the morning till like 1 in the morning every day, and it was just killing us.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work. It was worth it. It showed us what we needed to do, like grind wise. But it was just like after the second year, like we got to get smarter because we want to enjoy this a little more
Yeah.
and be able to like take everything in. So you just have to start You want to branch out the business, but you have to start delegating things and hire people.
Yeah.
Even if you don't want to spend the money, it's more worth it to do it.
Because sometimes those people will make you more money
Yeah.
than you're saving by doing it yourself.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
sometimes when we're doing that, when we're in that grind, when we're in that like focus, what we are thinking is we are paying our dues. We are working hard. We're busting our ass. We're doing what is needed to be
Yeah.
done. But if we delegate just a little, as you said, if you work smarter,
Yeah.
Saves
it's much more
so much,
sorted,
yeah.
and you will.
You can do more.
Yeah, you can do more. You can enjoy life.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
enjoy whatever you're doing. That was why you got in it in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. We got in it because we love travel. And
Yeah.
like we still did love it all the first year, but it was just like it wasn't as focused on travel. It was focused on like making this
Building,
dream of
yeah.
a sustainable, free life possible.
Yeah, I would compare that to one of our friend Dale. He also
He's also
like,
traveling.
He's
with-
actually
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
mountains
he's-
in
Right
India
now.
right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's in Kashmir right now.
No,
Okay.
he's in Ali.
Awli.
he went to
Auli.
Yeah, he's up in the snow. There's like 4 feet
Oh.
of snow up there. right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I think it was closed off. I think.
Yeah, he literally was stuck in the building, no power, no
Yeah.
water, nothing for 3
He didn't
days.
contact us for 4 days.
I
Right?
thought he was dead. I was like, dude, where did you go? I haven't heard from you. Last time I saw you got on a train. You've been having on the internet for 5 days.
Yeah.
Everybody lives on the internet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Once you're like not online on the internet for
His
like
mom
2
was
days.
calling me. She's like, I don't know where he is. Oh, sorry.
Dude.
India's got him now.
We just sent him in a train and now India has him.
Become one.
He's become one.
Now he's woke.
He's woke.
He's too chi in the mountains.
That's sad. Like speaking of that, it's pretty sad for him because he really loved enjoy traveling, especially here in India a lot.
Yeah.
And of course, when we left, before we come to India, we come with certain budget of traveling. But then Dale always wanna just like keep traveling and traveling. That is understandable because that is his passion, right?
But eventually you gotta.
But eventually think about if he run out of money, right? So that is exactly remind me of our first year, that even though no matter how much we enjoy traveling, but we kind of like think more in the long run that we can't just enjoy it now, even though no matter how much we want to sip cocktail by the beach, but we can't. We have to just like sit at home and work because we want to keep this as long as possible. So
you gotta think long
it's
term.
good to say like living in the moment and that sort of stuff, but when it comes to practical life, when it comes to reality, you have to think about what is ahead
You have to have
and
priorities.
then enjoy the moment as well.
yeah,
You have to
Little bit
balance
of
it out.
each,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
pretty hard
it's
to
a part
do.
of it. It's a
Yeah.
part of the big game.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to
It's not
keep
the
that
whole thing.
big game in mind
Yeah.
and enjoy the present.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be miserable. Otherwise, you'll be like,
There
okay,
will
that
be
big
no
game, big game,
enjoyment,
big game.
yeah.
Or you'll be like, present. So you have to focus, like, create a little balance.
Yeah.
Like all things should be.
Yeah. However.
However,
Okay, coming back to your story, guys. You were from Bangkok. What happened to you, like New York, a city of dreams?
I'm actually nowhere near the city of dreams. I'm
Okay.
upstate, so everybody thinks that like in New York, like wow, you live in a big city. Like no, dude, there's like cows and horses in my backyard. Like I live in the countryside of.
But that's
New York.
much more peaceful life.
It is really peaceful, and
Yeah.
that's like what it's like a balance. Like it's like too peaceful at times. Like
Yeah.
She says, she's from Bangkok, so like when she was working in an office, you see the hustle, you
Hustle
see
and
the
bustle,
grind,
yeah.
like people running around, suits, like people trying to like
I like that
drive,
environment.
like constantly working. Where you come to my house and like you sit outside and like the sun comes up and like, there's like
That's so hard
crickets,
for
like
me
the dogs
working in
walking in the
Bangkok.
yard. It's like literally like the most peaceful thing you could ever imagine. And then like, you're like wow, I gotta work right now. Like, who the hell wants to leave this?
Yeah, definitely. Like a dog keep walking past by, and like the bird sound and things. It was like, I just like to see. Sometimes I feel like I like
It's
to see
that
the
balance that we were talking
Yeah.
about. You have to have that.
Yeah. So it's like opposing worlds coming together.
Yeah,
Like a complete
opposite
hustle
worlds.
and bustle lifestyle. You have obviously adapted to the environment, and you have that hustle in you, and you are very chilled out, like at the countryside, like.
It's completely different. Like coming from the U.S. and coming from Asia, like Thailand specifically, I can relate to how her mom thinks. Like in the U.S. when I graduated high school, my dad was like, well, if you want to go to college, you got to pay for college.
Okay.
Like, it's completely different than being in India or Thailand. Like, in Thailand, her mom will pay for it until she gets out of the university.
Yeah.
In the U.S., like, they do that if you have a wealthy family. Like, I did not come from a wealthy family, so my dad's like, yeah, well, they have government assistance. Like, now you can put that on your social security number and you can pay that off if you want to go to school.
Mm.
And like you have to do that yourself. So coming from a very independent lifestyle versus somebody that has been, helped till the end of college, it's just like completely different worlds.
Yeah. True.
It's like literally like you said, a complete opposite meeting in the middle.
That's
So-
why it's harder for me to quit.
Yeah, because you had all those expectations
Exactly.
and all that money invested in you and stuff.
I
like
know,
that. Yeah,
and
get
I
it.
was like, I promised my
Get it.
mom. I so told my mom that, yeah, mom, you have to send me to South Korea. I'm gonna have like broader perspective and like more opportunity to work with like the international company and things. And like she's like, okay, great, I agree with you. I will send you that. Like blah blah blah. And then it's just like it's the things that I promised with my mother too. So that's why it's so hard. It's really hard for me to quit. I feel like this is the hardest part because if you have like people that look at you and kind of like have the hope on
have
you,
those expectations and
Exactly.
they've invested a lot of money in you
Yeah.
and like you kind of owe something to them.
Yeah.
Like you cannot just brush your arm off and you're like, okay, I'm like going off and living.
Well,
my
for
life.
Jimmy, it's really easy for you, right? If you want to do it, your dad gonna be like, yeah, that's your life.
It's easy in the terms of like the support system, yes, because you have that parental support throughout your life. Like, you know, if you want to do it, go for it. Like my dad would travel. He's like, he knows we work hard. He knows I think about money. He knows I think about long term. So he believes in me. He's like, dude, if you think it's gonna work and you think you can do it and make a living and like be secure in your older age, then go for it. You know, but on the other hand, it's not easy because I don't have that support. I have the mental and support, but I don't have the financial support. It's like, well, if you want to do it, you better fucking pay for it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Better earn it and do it.
yeah,
yourself.
you better do it your damn self because that's the only way you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's two completely different worlds.
And there's pros and cons in both aspects of the thing.
Yeah.
The
But
one
it's
thing
good,
is
like the
pressure,
contrast is
one-
good. Like, you know, this is one thing. My mom hated it. Like, I went to UK. So my mom was like, since you've been to UK, your mind, you've matured enough, but your mind has opened up so much because I traveled a lot. I traveled every weekend. I
Yeah.
couldn't stay at home.
Yeah.
I had that bug in me.
See, I've had that for the last 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah. So because I traveled a lot and because I was like meeting new people, talking to new people, like taking their cultures and trying different things and, you know, experimenting with like different things. So my mom was like, okay, your mind has opened up too much and you're living in India right now. When I came back, she was like, you're living in India right now. So
Be in India.
come back to India right now. But
Narrow
then,
down
of
a
course,
Yeah.
like
That's it.
stuff happened. I started doing this, and I started my company, and it's doing well right now, and I'm fortunate enough, and soon maybe I'll be off to traveling as well.
I think that's
That'd be
like
nice.
I think that's like what makes, you know, these stories, your story and our story, so like unique because they come from such different backgrounds that like you show
Yeah.
if she can do it
Yeah.
and if I can do it.
Yeah.
She had financial support until she left college and I didn't. If like these two people from complete opposite stories were covering, you know,
Exactly.
almost both sides of the story.
Exactly.
If nobody
So-
can tell me that it's not possible because we
Yeah.
have both done it.
Yeah. Anyone watching would be like, they either would be at that spectrum or the other one, and
Yeah.
they have no excuses now.
I mean-
because you've covered both of them.
There's
no in between.
I was born in the U.S.
Yeah.
and she was born and raised in Thailand. So like they say, oh well, you're from the U.S. Your currency is stronger. Well, tell
What
me,
about her?
tell me what about her?
Yeah.
Thailand's currency is not that strong,
No.
but she made it happen. It's about how you spend your money. It's not how much money you make. My uncle told me it's not how much money you make. It's how you spend your money. Don't go out to eat. Cook your own food. Make
Yep.
a sandwich.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'll save money in the end. You just have to be willing to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
True. I used to cook back in UK, and the funniest thing is in India, like it's supposed to be like women know how to cook and men don't know shit.
Oh, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, it's supposed to be
No.
culturally.
Culturally, it's the thing.
Culturally.
I'll cook hot
Like-
dogs and you know, macaroni and cheese and some things like that. But that's
Yeah.
about
That's
it.
not called cold. That's
Boil.
called put it in microwave.
It fills the
We
void.
call it put them things in microwave. That's what we call.
It works.
Put
Maybe
them
a
things
protein shake in
microwave.
there. Get my essential vitamins.
Yeah, so
Macros and micros.
I got it all.
So culturally, it's like it's thought of as men don't cook and women cook, like
Yeah,
culturally. But obviously, it's not true.
Like
a lot of
like men work outside the home and
Yeah.
women work
Like-
in the home.
Yeah.
All
like,
the
like
household
traditionally,
stuff.
like
Yeah,
traditionally.
Same thing
So-
like in Thailand.
When I went to UK, I was cooking, and any and every guy that I met, they knew how to cook. The Indian guys, at least.
Yeah.
And no Indian girl knew how to cook.
Hmm.
And there used to be a line outside my place, and they used to come for eating, and I would teach them.
See, that's where it's like, now you give me 100 rupees a plate.
That's
Now I know where the
that's how I
entrepreneur
paid.
came
That's how I
from.
paid my tuition.
Capitalize.
Yeah.
So yeah, but coming to you guys, Divert Living, like what was the initial motivation for it? I know you've told me like you wanted to set an example for other people who would do it as well, and you wanted a source of income as so you can do it yourself.
Travel was, I think.
But
the
no,
main thing.
I'm asking for that
But
one
how did it
inspiration.
come to
like,
be?
did you
Like-
read a book as 4-hour work week, or did you like you were following
That's
someone?
one thing that pushed
or-
the idea. I mean,
Yeah.
it
Oh,
was-
one thing that just
that
put
inspired
on
you
the
for this
level.
idea, this particular idea?
Can I start first?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So, based on my perception that I see the video on Divert Living, everything that I want to portray is the way that like everything is just so real. So, the things is that when I told you guys that I want to quit a job and I prepped for like 6 months to quit a job, I have been watching a lot of YouTube video, right? Because I want to see like,
It's
okay,
right when it
where
started
people
blowing up.
where people go and like how people do it while traveling, because there are so many people
Yeah.
already that actually do what we do.
Yep.
But what I see a lot of people do is like is something like the show. It's not like a whole movie. It's just like they go somewhere and it doesn't answer my question there, like how do you even get here? Do you have any struggle on the way there? Like for example, some people say they cross the border from India to Pakistan. Oh, you're already in Pakistan. How
Not show
Yeah,
the
cut
process.
did
to
you-
yeah.
how
They
do
don't
you
show
do
you the
that?
journey, the process,
Yeah.
like how they got. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe some people do that.
Some, yeah.
Maybe, but from what I see, like I don't
It's
really
the trend.
see.
Like after Casey Neistat, like everyone just started vlogging in a certain fashion, in a certain manner. Like they would
He
cut,
really,
cut,
he really
cut, cut, cut.
changed the
Yeah.
game like on
Yeah.
the internet for like, you know,
A
vlogging.
whole
and
generation of
everything, yeah.
vloggers, man.
Yeah.
And there's so many people that are like the
But
same
they are, like-
thing. Time lapses to show the
Exactly.
change in time and everything. But what if I don't want to see that time lapse?
Yeah.
What if I want to see that you had to, you know, barter
Stand
with
there,
people
yeah.
like
Exactly.
15 strikes because you're white? You had to barter with 15 people in order to get the right price because you don't want to deal with.
Exactly.
You know,
And,
people
like,
don't show that.
most of the time, the way that people want to portray themselves in the internet is like
Living my best life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that ain't real.
beautiful.
At the beginning, it's not real.
I mean, that is not
they
the
don't, they don't show
truth.
the mess behind it. Like,
No.
Exactly.
what is the real thing?
Exactly. And I was like, I don't think that is how it's supposed to be at all, because like I traveled before as well, and I don't think that is everything behind it. That's why like in our vlogs, like what we show is like, even though I have to like sleep under the bench, you know, when you take the ferry and there's like a seat
Yeah.
and there's no seat because we buy a really cheap ticket
It was
on that boat.
like $2 for
I
a
have
6-hour boat ride.
Okay.
It was like I didn't even know if I was gonna make it there. Like that's how scary this boat looked.
Yeah.
And it was so full of people.
Oh
Yeah.
She was
It was
sleeping.
$2.
Where was
and
this?
$3.
Where was this?
$2.
And a
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
They had to feed us. They were catching fish off the back of the boat to feed us. I was like, damn, this is as local as it gets.
I remember
You wanted authentic.
Yeah.
You wanted authentic.
God, as real as it could. That's when I looked at
That's
myself
some
and I'm
realist
like,
shit right
That's
there.
some
I was
raw
like,
shit,
I was
man.
like, damn, this is like, I need to go to sleep to get this over with right now.
Did you have that fish though?
Yeah, no. Hell no, I didn't eat that.
I'm good.
Yeah. It's like, I'll take a nap.
Yeah, I mean, like most of the time, I think let me guess, like 80% of most YouTuber will portray the story as like the B-roll of the wave, the boat,
Yeah.
the B-roll
Yeah.
cinematic. But what we show all the time, it's just like, even though we sleep under the bench, that is real. But I mean,
I think that's what makes us different though, because people can relate to it.
Yep.
You know, people always ask you, you know, a lot of people that are watching these videos are like, they have the thought in their mind, like maybe they have that thought of like, wow, I want to do something different, but I'm scared, but I don't know how I'm going to do it. But they look at these videos of like these, you know, successful vloggers or successful entrepreneurs, and they're like, wow, they're living in mansions, they're traveling in, you know, their own taxis and stuff. They're like, I can't afford that. So then they automatically think, this isn't possible for me. So they just continue living their life 9 to 5.
I'm just watching them.
When if
Through a
you watch
screen.
something like us, it's
Living
like
through them.
Yeah. Why can't
Vicariously.
yeah.
you're good. If you watch like the first year of our travel, we ate nothing but chicken and rice for a full year, and noodles.
I can.
That's it. And that's the only way we could keep on our budget in order to make it sustainable.
Yeah.
But that's what people can relate to. People don't want to show it because
Yeah.
it's not pretty,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah,
relatable.
Yeah, yeah,
True.
definitely.
And the authenticity of your vlogs. Actually, that's the only reason I hit you up with a message, because see, I saw your first video, I was hooked. I saw the second one, I saw the third one. I was like, okay, I have to message these guys. If they're in Delhi, I'm in Delhi. Let's do something. And I messaged you. I was like, it is a long shot. Let's see. If it happens, it happens. Otherwise, I'm good with it. But it's really great that you guys showed up.
The support we've gotten from India is just it's unreal. I've never seen anything like it. I've really not. I mean, we've had support from multiple countries everywhere we go, but like right now, you can check our Instagram. I got 100 messages. I can't read them all tonight. Like in one night, it's gonna take me months to answer them. And I can't thank everybody enough for the support. But like trying to find, like, I'll answer a couple every night, but like trying to get through them. I'm glad we ran upon your message and found it. Like we can make this happen. It's great.
Yeah.
Meeting people like this that have the same mindset and the same inspiration to share the message is like, it's fantastic to meet people that want to do that.
Yeah.
It synergizes, like it keeps the energies flowing, and it keeps you, it validates you that you're on the right path, you're doing something right, because a lot of people are of the same mindset as well. Like you're not alone in this journey.
And that's like being, when you said your mom wanted you to come back to India while you were in India. It's like, I don't know if like, she wants you to come back to India, but I don't know if it would be the right thing for you to come back to India, because once you see that these different cultures and these different perspectives and outlooks, it like, you could make a huge impact on the world with having these different outlooks.
Yep.
And I'm not saying you couldn't if you had stayed in India, but like, it's just you could affect way more people if you have a larger outlook in life.
True.
Yeah.
True. It widens your horizon, man. Traveling is, it feeds your soul. Like it really does. Like people can say, I've watched that video, I saw, like I know what happens over in that country or over in that space or whatever it is. But you cannot live vicariously through everything in life.
No.
You have to go out, you have to venture into the wild, you have to do it yourself. Like you have to get your hands dirty. It feels good. It really does. And about getting your hands dirty, would you guys want to share your Philippines story?
Oh, the story of the
How you get your place.
Accommodation.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's so guys, it's as I was saying, getting your hands dirty, it's not always rainbows and sunshines. You have to just this story, like, go for it.
Because the past year is the years that we told you guys earlier, that it's about the year that we not only travel, but we try to build ourselves up as well. So internet is pretty like essential for us. So, but we want to go to one island like pretty far west of the Philippines, far east, right? East of the Philippines. And that island is well known for the island that first of all have the blackout.
Yeah, so they shut off the power for certain hours throughout the day, so you don't even have power all day.
And the internet infrastructure is
horrible.
But anyway, we want to go there because you look at it, it's beautiful from like
it's
video
stunning,
from whatever. So we went there. We stopped by at Puerto Princesa of the Philippines. That town is fine, like everything is fine, perfect. And then we start to talk with other people who travel as well. And then they said, okay, you have to go to El Nido. El Nido is amazing, it's beautiful. And then, okay, at first we want to go to the other place, Port Badon. But then people say that, okay, you can't go there because there is no internet.
There's no power at all. Like, there's nothing.
Okay, so we just follow people. We have no plan. But at
They were
first
literally following people.
No, we were like literally following what people were telling us.
What people say, not let people go with us, but we just follow their advice to go to El Nido without booking, without preparing anything at all.
That's
just
normally not how we do it. We'll normally book at least 2 days and then give ourselves time to find accommodations.
So what changed in this specific journey?
Somebody told us not to go to the place that we were originally thinking of going, so we canceled the accommodations there and just like free reigned it, and just like for the first time out of the whole year just jumped deep in.
Yeah, and then we just like hop on the van the next day, and then we just go, like let's go, and then we go, and then we thought that it would be easy to find like accommodation and everything, but then it turns out to be it's really difficult.
It was high season.
Everything was booked.
High season there. It was like $65 US a night to stay in the town. Like that's not, our budget is $400 a month.
Wow.
There's no way we're gonna pay $65 a night.
Damn.
So the guy on the trike just drove us around. Like, thank God he just drove us and drove us and drove us. And for like 5 hours, we hopped accommodation, trying to see if we could trade, you know, video exposure for accommodations for like a discount because it was so high in price. And it just ended up being that nobody was willing to do it.
Yeah, we are not that big at
Yeah,
all.
You
at
must
the
have been
time.
starting out at that time.
Yeah.
You don't have
Yeah.
like big numbers.
Yeah, we didn't have big numbers, so it wasn't like super impressive. But
Yeah.
that's like
That's all you
don't
had.
really need to have big numbers. You have to be willing to find the one person
Yeah.
out of the whole island
Yeah.
that is
Yeah,
okay
true.
with the numbers that you do have.
Yeah.
And
So
we
then-
found it.
Yeah,
You
the
found
last
it?
list,
Yeah, okay.
5 hours in.
5 hours later.
Yeah, 5
found
minutes
it.
later. And then it looked like the hut, literally the hut,
It's a bungalow, yeah.
like made from wood, and then the roof is like kind of like
Palm leaves.
something like that. But it's beautiful. It's
Yeah, you
because
said it was one of the most beautiful beaches you've ever seen.
Yeah.
yes, definitely the most beautiful sunset is there,
Wow.
and it's his birthday.
Oh.
Oh,
That was my birthday. We had no internet, which was great for the time that we were able to have no internet because, you know, we got to like separate from like social media and everything
Yeah.
for like the first time out of the whole year. And it happened to be my birthday.
Yeah.
And like we just had an amazing time. We met so many great
And you know,
people.
we didn't even expect that it's gonna be that beautiful because in that area that we got dropped off from the tricycle,
Yeah.
and it was like kind of like the village of full of the huts, right? So you don't see the beach
Yeah.
anywhere. But then we kind of like do the vlog, right? So we get like, okay guys, so we see here, we just walk, we don't even know what's ahead.
Yeah.
So we just like, oh, we see here, this is, oh my god, it's beautiful, walk, walk, walk. Oh my god, guys, look at this. I was like, oh, you did that. You
That
actually
was
the person who
insane.
lead the vlog at that time. You were like,
I
oh
mean,
my
the guy's
god.
like, "We'll walk this way." And like
Yeah.
I start walking down this path, and I was just like, "This is nice. Like, there's a restaurant. Holy shit! I was like, this is incredible." And there
Yeah.
wasn't a single person. There was like 3 people on the whole beach.
It's totally
It was like 20 minutes outside of the town, so like it took a lot of money to get back and forth to the town. But we just wanted to stay there, disconnect, and just enjoy time, and it was great.
Yeah,
It was great to be able to do that.
yeah,
That's why, like, the balance that we were talking about
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
You want to hustle, you want to grind. But there are points in time that you have to just sit back and enjoy it. And maybe it's your birthday. Maybe it's your significant other's birthday. Maybe it's your dog's birthday. I don't know. But take one time. Like, it's like somebody going on vacation.
Yeah.
You know, the average person wants to go on vacation once a year if they can. Maybe
But
for a
if
week.
you are doing it every day,
Yeah.
you have to just chill, stop everything, stop all the devices.
You're never
Yeah.
gonna be able to just
Yeah.
live this free unless you're a trust fund baby and you're rich.
trust fund, baby.
You're never gonna be able to just live that free life your whole life. It's not gonna happen. You have to pay your bills. You have to work. You just have to find the work that you love.
Yep.
Yeah,
True.
definitely. We work like 9 tips because human life is like involved with work, like from 8 to 5,
Yeah.
like traditionally.
Yeah, yeah.
So that is like what, like more than 60%, 70% of your time,
Mm.
On
right?
Earth, yeah.
And then it's like 60%, 70% of your time in a day is miserable. It's like, it's really sad, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's not worth it then.
So did you guys take any of those leap of faith with accommodations ever again after that?
No?
hope not.
Hell
No,
no.
not
We
definitely.
learned from our mistake. I mean, we do still do what we did originally, where like we'll try and find accommodations in a place, and if there isn't accommodations, we'll make sure we book like 2 to 4 nights in Airbnb for the first 4 nights in a country.
That's a very good strategy, actually. I had a very similar experience when I went to Leeds for the first time. Airbnb wasn't there, like it wasn't that popular at that time. So no one knew about it, and I had seen properties like online, and I've talked to a couple of people, but I did not book any accommodations whatsoever. I just packed my bags and I showed up,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'll bring it. Let's see what happens. So my mom was afraid to death. She was like, "What is my little boy gonna do?" Like he's what 17, 18, and I've just packed his bags and let him go to another country where he doesn't have an accommodation, doesn't know anyone. And I specifically chose UK because I knew no one there.
Yeah.
Because I have like relatives in Canada, I have people in Australia and US. I was like, UK, no one? Okay, cool. That's it.
Let's go there.
That's it, yeah. That's the one. So I did that, and luckily, like I really feel I'm blessed in that situation. I met a couple of people in the flight, and they looked like students. I was like, "Are you going to Leeds?" They were like, "Yeah." You're students? Yeah. Cool. And I was just friends with them.
Yeah.
And they offered me like from their side. They were like, "Dude, if you don't have a place, stay with us." And they offered me like 2 days, and in those 2 days, I like tried to look for places which were near my place, and that's how I got. And like anyone and everyone I tell this story to, they're like, "You are a mad bastard."
Yeah.
Like you just packed your bags and left for another country. You're what, 18? You don't know shit about anything.
Yeah. Now
Bad lad.
imagine going to a place like that and not knowing how to
I would not advise that to anyone. Just by the way, I
not
feel
knowing
very
how to
blessed.
speak the language.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that's sometimes what we have to do. Like if you're in Vietnam, like most people in Vietnam, like yes, if you go to the main areas, some
Yeah,
of them
main
speak
cities and
English,
stuff, people.
But if you go to like countryside and you try and do it, it becomes 10 times more difficult. And that's where like you rely.
You have to play charades, charades.
It's basically charades, yeah. My whole life for the last year and a half has been charades half the time. I've gotten really good.
I've been good at it.
I should play that game. No,
Next time we have a podcast, we'll do a little show with like charades and stuff. You're
That's
coming in my
season
team.
three.
You're
That's
coming in my team.
They'll be our guest in every season.
There you go.
Yeah.
Charades.
Season 2, they're doing it like online via Skype or FaceTime. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah,
We'll figure it
definitely.
out.
Yep. And yeah, that was
Season 3 charades, and they're also giving us ideas for the seasons
Charades.
over the time. Like one season is like lying on the bed. Yeah,
not on
very
any sites.
sketchy though. The idea is sketchy, but
It's still a work in progress.
It's a work in progress. Yeah.
We'll draw it out later.
Still in the drawing board. Yeah. So, okay, guys, we have a little segment. I know you guys are like very short in time, and sorry for keeping you this late.
It's okay.
We have a little game that we play.
I'll open.
Yeah, go ahead.
Recording it, right?
Yep.
So
So this is called very unoriginal name, and you might hate us for it, but
what are those?
What's that?
So the thing,
but it's not
explanation,
shoes.
right?
It's basically so he's opening up your
And we were
Instagram
not pointing
account.
at your socks. By the
Oh,
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
The different socks.
The matching socks.
My mom doesn't do my
You're
laundry.
really proud if you
I'm
said
tell
that.
ya, I don't care. I'm proud of what I have.
So we go through your Instagram and we find
Oh,
out.
man, don't go too far back. It wasn't too good.
That's the idea.
That's
Damn, I should have said that.
So we know we're
Go back. Yeah. So we look at your post and anything that we find funny, out of context, or something just interesting or unique.
Whatever, like
Yeah.
the story behind
That
it.
catches our eye. We ask,
Yeah.
"What are those?" And you have to tell a story
Ah.
behind,
So
like
this
what
is
happened,
like-
how did you take that
Where-
picture,
how
like,
good it can
yeah,
be.
exactly,
And everything.
how, what, when, whatever.
So,
So,
yeah.
yeah. Your turn first.
Okay, my turn first.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're really that shredded?
Yeah. Back then I was.
What
are those?
Alright, so
Seems like a six pack though.
Seems like. It just seems like. I'm not
Yeah.
sure what it
I'm
is.
not sure. Yeah.
What's the
It's not
caption?
my question. Sorry.
The pure
It says
smile
place
is
to
traveling
answer.
gives you.
yeah.
So, yeah.
So to explain the picture, Bali was our first stop on our trip.
It's amazing.
Right? It's like the most beautiful island that
Yeah.
we've been to. Like the culture is very strong. It's a very big culture shock going there because they're such strong in their religion and their beliefs. So, but the island is full of waterfalls, and it's very cheap to stay there and travel. So we picked that location as our first location. So traveling around the island, getting on a motorbike, and being able to be free, it's a lot different than being in a city. If you ride a motorbike in the city, you're absolutely nuts. In Delhi, like you're just crazy.
No, in Delhi people do that.
They just give you a little bit.
Little bit.
just
You
got
remember?
little
You
bit.
remember
Just got hit by a Jeep like 30 minutes ago, and they said it was no big deal.
So
Shit happens.
Just a little.
Welcome to a third world country, bro.
Yeah, so I
Open your mind.
so traveling puts a smile on my face, you know, being able to experience different cultures and the different things.
And his question: are those abs real, or is it just like, it's gone now?
Yeah, I'm
After
not-
eating all the food,
I was just asking
all the
about
Indian
abs,
food.
not
Yeah.
the.
He was not interested in the back.
Okay, so yes, they are real.
He's this hunk, so he has to look at the bodies and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my thing.
The military did me
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. And then the delicious food of all around the world.
Just killed it.
They did pretty well too.
Yeah. I did well in a different way.
Now it's another six pack down there. Okay, the very next one actually. What are those?
Oh, at the same place, actually.
Yeah.
At the same
But
place.
it's a beautiful picture, I have to say. Yep.
You know,
Is it the same place?
it's the same place that we took for Jimmy.
Okay.
But that thing is, you want honest opinion or?
Yeah.
Just go for it. Just go for it.
So basically, at that time, right? This is the Under Armour bag.
Under Armour bag.
And I was like, Jimmy, you need to make sure that you have Under Armour back logo. I want to vote. And I want to tag them and say that you need.
You do anything you can for exposure when you have
Yep.
no
Yeah.
reach.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
True.
if Under Armour will share the post, then man, you will get exposure.
I just
Fair
wish I
enough.
get sponsor for the bag.
Did
But
you?
yeah, this one is like it's actually supposed to be the waterfall, but the waterfall is on the right hand side and the left hand
slam
side it
packed
just
full of people.
yeah. So we just like okay, nobody here. Let's walk this way. So we just walk that way.
That's what you don't see in many videos or Instagram posts. Like people are really good with Photoshop. They'll Photoshop out like a whole crowd of people and make it look empty. Well, there's no way you're getting that shot. But that's why like the internet can be very deceiving. You know, you look at some pictures and it might be three different pictures put together to make one beautiful shot. You have to
True.
like we don't really do that in our videos or our photos. Like
Yeah.
our photos are real. They're just the lights and colors are a little bit, you know, edited, but we don't erase anybody or put anything in there that's not there.
Yep.
And that's what I think. You know.
You work on the exposure, like the photography side of things.
Yeah, she does all the
Editing.
video editing.
Okay.
I do all the, you know, photography and like the other profiles and stuff. So
Okay.
we it's the only way we'd be able to do it. We split up the work.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
We did have a
you-
conversation on that, like, but I think we're running out of time, so that for the second podcast.
So did
Yeah.
you get the exposure via?
Yeah,
Under
did Under
Armour?
Armour sponsor you?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Okay, your turn.
We'll just look out together.
You do one, I'll do one, and then one last together, and that's a wrap.
Okay, this one. Place, story.
This is Nusa Penida in Indonesia still. So you're still on
Okay,
the,
this is the island you were talking about, right?
yeah, this is like a really, really beautiful island off the coast of Bali. This is Nusa Penida. And this is actually right outside Manta Point. So Bali has this big thing going on where they're trying to cut down plastic and stuff.
For the sea creatures.
Yeah, they have a lot of wildlife in the water, and they have huge manta rays, like 7-foot manta rays that you can like literally like swim up next to.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. So Todd took that with the GoPro while we were snorkeling right next to manta rays.
Okay, I need to find something really wacky. Start putting something wacky for me to find. Okay.
I got one if you
The
want something
wacky-
really wacky.
That would be in their personal account.
Ask
no?
Todd about that one.
Go for it. Udub, Bali.
It's
Bali.
always
coffee.
Bali. What's
Yeah,
Tasting it.
Bali?
He picked
But-
this one.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
what? Tell the story. Bob.
He has a very good story. About that.
It's the poop coffee.
It's poop
You
coffee.
what, mate?
What?
Yeah, you
It's a
drink
shit
poop
coffee.
That's why I told you.
Is it shit coffee or
No,
like
like
literal
it-
shit coffee?
A literal
Literally
shit.
The coffee
out of
made
animal's
from
ass.
shit.
Why would you
Okay.
drink that?
So
Why is that a thing?
What is yeah?
What
explain
is this
it.
thing like? There's the. Do you remember the
called luwak.
name of the animal?
Luwak.
Luwak
There's
coffee
the-
tasting.
Yeah, there's
Shit.
the animal called luwak in
In
Indonesia.
So that's his shirt. Or
Yeah.
That's his shit.
Yeah, he eats
Okay.
the coffee beans when the coffee beans are ready to be harvested. Like he smells them when they're ready, and then he
eats them, and they go through his digestive system, and he shits them out. And then the caretakers of the animals,
flavor comes out.
Yes, they scoop up.
To
They
good
scoop-
shit.
They
Yeah.
scoop
Good shit.
up the shit. and
That's
then-
some good shit right there.
and then they roast it after they clean it,
Did they need to even after
Grind it
that?
up. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
and then you drink it.
Wow.
And it's a very expensive coffee in
This is the most
Indonesia.
I'll
expensive.
rather save my money though.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll pass on that
it's
one.
too much on my budget, so
Yeah.
I'll save on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I told you an interesting story. We drank poop out of a cat. It's pretty good too.
But we should not make fun of this.
Actually, yeah.
Our culture is like.
That's
Yeah.
that's the thing.
No comments.
You can pick a different one.
But we will. We shouldn't, but we will.
Yeah, that's my joke. Like that's my
That's
thing.
our thing.
The whole podcast.
Yeah.
I say I'll not do this, and then I go ahead and do it anyway.
I'd rather not say it,
Yeah.
but I do.
I would have some of the most offensive shit in my mouth. I'm like, I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna. And
That's his thing.
insert the nasty
I just say
thing.
it. Okay, we'll edit it out later if we need to. So yeah. Some place other than Bali this time.
Anything
Okay,
from
this.
there up is out of bounds. So let's Ta.
That's me.
Oh, it's that festival, yo.
That's in Mexico.
Day of the Dead Festival.
Yeah. How was it?
Coco.
Yeah,
Like,
Coco.
yeah.
That movie, same exact. It's really
Yes.
just like it. That movie was actually, it took them 2 years to produce, and it was the place that we went for the festival was actually based off. That movie was based off of there.
Okay. Coyoacán Distrito Federal.
Any fun little experience of that?
About here. Oh yes, but you guys don't see the picture here.
Yeah.
Actually, the full picture of this one is actually there is the mummy in there.
Okay.
The girl that dressed up like a
Yeah.
mummy. You know what? Like we get off the metro station and then we took
You
the
stepped
cab.
on her. This thing.
No.
Rolled out of it.
We walked toward the town,
Yeah.
and then Jimmy was like, Ta, look back. I was like looking back. I was like, holy shit! Like the girl like rapping in mummy walking, and I don't even know that day people dressing up like Halloween
Yeah.
themes.
We
And
had
you see,
no
I don't-
idea that people were dressed up in costumes.
Yeah, I don't even
I
dress
thought
up
she just like
costume or
got out of the
anything.
hospital.
No, you didn't.
I was like, man, that must have been a bad accident.
I know. Jimmy was about to film. I was like, no, that's so disrespectful. We should pray for her to be able to get recover from injury.
I was like, dude, I gotta get this on film.
You can't explain this.
Yeah.
You can't explain this
No.
if they don't know the context of the
Yeah.
festival. They're like, okay, I just saw a guy in a whole bandage. I need to get this shit.
Well, because like in Mexico, you know, Halloween is based off of Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
In the U.S., so Halloween, like people didn't dress up for Day of the Dead festival originally. It was a day that they, you know, praised their loved ones that passed away, helped them bring back and guide them back to spend a day with their family.
Yeah.
And so like, but Mexico has adapted and like
The
kind
culture
of
of,
taken some of like
costume,
Halloween
yeah.
for the little kids, the younger generation. So that day wasn't actually the day of the festival; it was the day before the festival.
Okay.
But that was the day that the little kids dressed up. But we were like getting off, and we just thought it was gonna be a beautiful town. We had no idea the celebration. I was like, "Damn, that girl got in a bad accident." And then I saw everybody dressed up. I was like, "Man, that makes sense."
And she started to show up into the area.
I was like, "Wow, she's moving real good to look that bad."
Oh man.
Okay, last one.
So, yeah.
Okay, gift shop. Nope.
No shop, no shop.
Where is? Do you have a picture of that place? The one you were telling us about. The coolest place, like in which you had to struggle first, and then when you were done,
We don't.
it was
think
one of the
I
most
don't think I
beautiful
did.
things ever.
Beaches.
We don't have that.
No.
Or anything close to that.
No, Jimmy, don't really take a
No.
picture in the Philippines.
No, I didn't.
You might have something in your phone or something.
No, I don't.
Nope.
I just got a new phone.
Okay.
But
Okay, you pick the last one. What?
Alright,
An interesting
yeah.
one. You
I think
picked
I
the
got-
good one with that shit.
Some good
shit
shit.
coffee.
You-
Yeah, that was
you
some good
picked some
shit.
good shit.
Uh,
I got one right here.
yeah. Bangkok.
Bangkok.
Alright, so that's in Bangkok, Thailand.
Dude, have you seen those videos?
What?
Ones where people like they're on high rises and they're doing crazy
Yeah.
shit. I cannot see those videos. My
No,
stomach
it scares
churns.
after
No, I'm not scared. Like, but if I watch them for like more than 2-3 minutes, my stomach starts churning.
There's a better picture than that. You actually sit on the edge. Can I turn
Yeah.
back? Sorry.
This one.
Oh, and then it's like right here. Is it this one?
Yeah, so that's the same building. Actually, the same basically shot. One was taken in my feet, one was taken in me from the back. So that is.
Looks so different though.
yeah.
That's the power of
Yeah.
videos.
The angles.
So you can explain the backstory behind the building. That's like the main key of the story. So it's actually a abandoned. Have you ever seen The Hangover?
Yeah.
So the guy that owns the hotel from The Hangover owns that building as well, and that building is abandoned, and it's like the main abandoned building, skyrise in Bangkok.
Okay, why is it
That's funny.
abandoned though?
During the financial crisis in Thailand, like I think in 1970.
Yeah, 1971.
1970, yeah, and they got the financial crisis. So that these
1991.
1991 is the years I was
We'll
born.
check the facts.
Yeah, okay.
You guys plug it in for us.
We'll
please.
Google in the facts and put it there. She meant that.
We'll just censor it at 1991.
With a totally unrelated voice.
Yeah. Just some guy saying it.
Yeah, I was born. You were wrong. So this project of the real estate is already built up before that financial crisis. But then when it comes to financial crisis happen in Thailand, it turns this person who owned this building from like the kind of like the millionaire, like
he was a
billionaire,
millionaire.
and then turn into like having in debt, being
He
in
was
debt.
completely broke. No
Yeah,
money.
completely broke
So
because
they
of that.
stopped the build.
Yeah, and actually there are a lot of stories about that. Like people go there commit suicide, and like there's a movie based on that too about like the two girls that because they were born in the rich family, and then after the parents kind of like broke, and then they just like go to this building together. They promise to each other that okay, we will commit suicide because we can't accept the fact that we
We're
become
broke.
poor now. So then the first girl commits suicide, boom. Like
The second one was like, fuck it.
the
Yeah, the
second
second
one
one
like
was like,
started
I
seeing
can't
it
do
and
it.
was like, I can't do this, so she ran away.
And like that building.
Should have seen it coming though. Like, yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't laugh, but
But I will.
that's the oldest story in the book.
Yeah.
She chickened out at the last moment. Not my thing. Didn't look pretty.
I'll work. I'll
yeah,
work some jobs.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll work it
I'll
out.
work it out.
I'll find the money.
And the other one in Afterlife. You fucking bitch. Like going up with the harmony. You bitch.
Really funny, man.
Sorry about that. I know it must have been a serious topic.
It's the movies.
Was it a good movie?
It's a really good movie. It's scary. So
Scary.
it's like it's like the girls in the movie. It's like promise me after I shot myself, you will shot yourself too. So like I promise you, and then the girl's like boom, and then the girl's like and then runs.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That was painful. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's a no from me, dog.
Bang. Okay,
So, yeah, that's about it.
yeah, that wraps it up. It was a really fun time, like chilling with you guys, and I hope you liked this, and I hope
Definitely.
you had a blast with the chole bhatures and a little
And
car
sweet
accidents and
lassi
everything,
and curry chawal.
and curry chawal.
Oh, I love
That
it.
was so good.
Yeah, and
Hopefully you don't have to edit like 4 hours video out of this.
I think we
it's
just
good.
gotta
It's good.
Put it
It's
as
good.
it is.
Yeah, yeah. We might just need to put the date
Yeah.
of that.
Please have the Indian voice, dude. Put it on the Indian accent.
We'll put the heaviest
Yeah.
Indian accent. Don't worry.
Yeah.
1997.
You do yours.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
No disrespect. It's fine. Go for
No,
it.
you do hers and you'll do him.
Oh man.
Oh, it's hard. I
So
can't.
Try.
There's so many people. I
He
really
got
can't make American accent.
Try it.
Cheeseburger. I can't do it. I feel like I'm
American.
stupid.
You just made it deep. Cheeseburger.
I feel
Hold your
so
arms, right?
stupid.
I don't know how to do it.
Do what?
Do an English accent. I'm not like. I guess you could do a Brooklyn accent.
Brooklyn?
Yeah, but that's completely different than where I'm from. I don't know if I really have an accent. Do I have an accent? Because everybody has an accent.
Yeah. Yours, it comes and goes.
It's
like
all
you have
Comes and goes.
the heavy R's, the American ones. Yeah. Shut up.
You guys.
So our age is like 10. Like we're 5
Combined
each.
age
Combined
of
age is 10, and we make the most shittiest humor. So when I said your accent comes
said
and goes,
come and goes.
he said comes
And
and goes.
Ejaculate and ejaculate.
Oh man, okay, so now that we're talking about this, I heard that's so
So
good.
we have a combined age of 15 right here.
So
The
what
floodgates
is
are open now.
what's the-
Have people flipped out when you said something in Hindi?
No,
No?
not really.
No?
No, I mean, they know that we're gonna say it wrong.
No, but sometimes when anyone from outside, if they nail one thing, even one word, everyone flips out. Like it's a thing. I don't know why it is, but it is.
Like because they got it right.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And even if it's one word.
I can't even speak English. Let alone- There's no way I'm gonna get it right.
Okay.
You guys know just so? Like,
Oh man, that is
just
so funny.
so? How to say that in English?
Just soul.
S-U-L?
The Hindi.
SUL.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's,
just
he's,
soul.
Just so.
he's an Indian.
You know- The Indian
with
engineer guy.
with a mustache, like short height, dark
Yeah,
skin.
yeah,
Yeah.
Heavy
Chubby
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's hilarious.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
haven't seen him, you gotta watch him on YouTube.
I haven't.
He's got a shirt and it
Yeah.
looks like Hindi, and then the American guys
Very
come up to him.
typical 40s uncle. Next door, middle-aged guy.
They walk up to him and they're like, you know how like people do that, where they
With,
bob
with,
their
with
head.
the chutia and everything.
Yeah. So they go like this, and then he's like, "Oh, what does the shirt say?" And
Good
the
Indian curry, huh?
guy's like, "Oh, it said." He's like, "What language is it in?" He's like, "Oh, it's English." Fuck you.
Oh yeah, this one, yeah, that guy, yeah, I've seen
You
that.
remember him?
Yeah.
He's pretty famous.
I remember him as some Pablo Papito something. Like he had
no,
that account.
that is a different guy.
Oh, is it?
Pacalo Papito.
Bacalo Papito, yeah.
That's a different
Yeah,
guy.
but they look a lot similar,
Yeah.
no? Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I've seen this video, the one you're talking
Middle-aged brown guy, they all look similar. With a
I don't
mustache.
know.
Racist to ourselves.
Do you guys,
Casual racism.
Yeah, casual racism right there.
the one that he like, there's some guys like want to shoot him?
Yeah. So the guys want to shoot him, and it's like it's Hollywood versus Bollywood.
This
Yeah.
Yes, definitely him.
So it's Hollywood versus Bollywood, and it's like a guy that's like getting the call.
Yeah, he makes wines and stuff.
Yeah.
The guy's getting a call to take the shot, and he puts a laser on his head, and that guy's like, "Oh, ding, 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 ding." they all start dancing. They're like, "Did you take the shot?" He's like, "He's like, no, don't let it trick you." It's hilarious.
Oh my god. Oh, that's funny.
No, it was really good. Thank you guys for having us
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
show.
yeah.
We appreciate it.
I
And
will link you down below, both of you, your channels, your Instagram, and everything. And thank you so much for coming.
of course,
Thank you so
for
much,
having us.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know my limits, you can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again.